In the top stories, new cabinet to be sworn in this weekend. Children with disabilities in Guyana to get access to cash grant, and the CDC warns of polio outbreak and a race to contain the disease in New York. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of August, 2022. I'm Jason Davis. Nationally, the swearing-in of the cabinet ministers and the unveiling of ministerial portfolios will take place on Saturday, August 13, during an inaugural ceremony. The ceremony will be held at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium at 4:30 in the afternoon. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew was officially sworn in as the Federation's fourth Prime Minister on Saturday, August 6, at a brief ceremony at Government House. The new cabinet members were elected during the August 5 general elections. Monday, August 8 was declared a holiday to celebrate the victory of the St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party candidates at the polls. Meanwhile, the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce has congratulated the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party on its success at the August 5 general elections. In a statement issued on Sunday, the Chamber said, quote, "Special congratulations are extended to the Honourable Terence Drew, leader of the SKN Labour Party, and his parliamentary representatives for leading the party to victory at the polls, and on his subsequent appointment as Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis." The statement continued, quote, "The SKN-CIC looks forward to working with Prime Minister Drew and his government as we seek to continue the recovery from the devastating impact that the pandemic has had on both the economy and the people of the Federation," end quote. The Chamber statement concluded by wishing Prime Minister Drew every success in the pursuit of his party's plans and programs during its tenure in government. The Nevis Island Administration has committed to a monthly subvention to the Nevis Electricity Company Limited, or NEVLEC, in order to cap the increasing fuel surcharge on electricity bills in an effort to bring relief to consumers on the island. Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley made the announcement recently, noting that the government is aware of complaints made by citizens and residents on Nevis about the high cost of electricity, pointing out that the increase in fuel surcharge on NEVLEC electricity bills is a direct result of the rising cost of fuel globally. The Premier nevertheless apologized to the people of Nevis for the financial pressure they are experiencing because of this. He said the Cabinet will provide the subvention to NEVLEC for 3 months in the first instance, and then will make an assessment with regard to providing that additional money to the electricity company to keep the 65-cent cap on fuel surcharge in place. The NIA has, over the past several months, made a concerted effort to mitigate the effect of the increasing cost of fuel on consumers. In March, NEVLEC invested over $16 million to acquire a new 3.8 megawatt Wurtzler generator at the Prospect Power Plant, which is significantly more fuel efficient than its existing engines. Premier Brantley also noted that in September of 2021, NEVLEC introduced the use of a 6-month rolling average of the actual price of fuel to calculate the price of the fuel surcharge, a mechanism which helped to level out the wide fluctuations in the price of fuel. The Premier urged members of the public to conserve energy in order to reduce electricity consumption in their homes. NEVLEC has provided some conservation tips for customers, including using compact fluorescent bulbs, which are 4 times more energy efficient than incandescent bulbs. Also, turning off the lights in any room you're not using, and ironing large batches of clothing at one time to avoid wasting energy reheating the iron several times. Mr. Brantley has assured that the NIA remains committed to pursuing renewable energy resources, including wind and geothermal energy. Moving now to news on the regional scene. As of next week, more than 4,000 children with disabilities in Guyana